So this year is the 25th anniversary of BioEquity Europe. When we had the first BioEquity Europe, it occurred 3 months after the genomics bubble burst. We're back here in Bruges to sort of compare and contrast where we've been, what's new, and how to think about what to do about it. Hello, I'm David Flores, the co-founder and CEO of BioCentury. We have been in business for more than 30 years, creating and providing a business intelligence platform for biopharma companies and their investors. And our focus is on creating knowledge and insight about the drivers of success for innovators, starting with discovery. In the discovery space, we focus on translation, increasingly the importance of translation of discovery to product development, the product development value chain, and how to navigate the regulatory pathways so that this industry creates innovation and delivers it to patients. We do that with a team of analysts who have many decades of experience in all the key aspects of creating success in this industry, and that includes a group of people who do nothing but focus on biology. They look for technology that has commercial potential. They focus on all the important aspects of product development, including clinical trial innovation. And as well as that, we have a group of people with equally numbers of years of experience in focusing on financial and partnering deal making. And then another really core part of our model is to focus on the financial and regulatory ecosystems that are required for all the innovators to succeed. So BioCentury is really important in times like today when we have so much geopolitical and financial uncertainty because of all these years of experience that we bring and having lived through many nuclear winters in the biotech industry since 1993. And one of the things that's important about that is that right now we can provide perspective for people who have not been through these times and to understand what it takes to succeed and survive at what times seem perilous. And in doing so, we provide a number of resources to help people do that. And some of that is through the analysis we publish, through the databases we curate that enable people to understand what has gone before, what valuations have become, how to think about their valuations. And then we tie this all together with a global network that we've been studiously creating for 30 years. And one of the ways we make this network work for our industry is we do events like BioEquity Europe. So this year is the 25th anniversary of BioEquity Europe, and we started in 2000. And I think one of the important things that links the first meeting in 2000 to the 25th anniversary meeting here in Bruges is that I need to remind everyone that when we had the first BioEquity Europe, it occurred 3 months after the genomics bubble burst, which was burst on March 3rd, 2000 by the Clinton-Blair pronouncements about the patentability of the human genome. And BioEquity Europe occurred 3 months later in Munich, and so the situation seemed perilous then. And so we're back here in Bruges to sort of compare and contrast where we've been, what's new, and how to think about what to do about it. So we're here in Bruges for a variety of reasons, and people ask, well, why here? And one of the things we do with all our events, but what we've learned to do with BioEquity is to have BioEquity, we try to make it a destination where people want to come. And Bruges follows a meeting we had in 2018 in Ghent. And we expect to have similar or better success or even enthusiasm because the enthusiasm there was terrific. And I think the point is that when you're here in Flanders, whether it's Ghent or Bruges, the point is that you have a place that people want to be, they want to congregate, surrounded not only by history, but surrounded by science and technology and innovation and entrepreneurial behavior that everyone in the industry wants to be part of, and that's why we're here. In terms of, I think what you want to know is, well, where does Flanders fit into the global ecosystem? And that's a very interesting question. You've created a new entity, and I think in the past week only that BioVeda is a conglomeration that is future focused on really the whole healthcare ecosystem, and that is going to be incredibly relevant as you go forward as an ecosystem and as a hub, because what our point of view at BioCentury is, you don't want, no hub, no company wants to just be the best of a place. So being the best hub in Europe is not the goal. The thing is to create world-class innovation and bring it to patients, and that means being able to compete on a world-class basis. That means being able to raise money throughout the world. That means being able to collaborate globally and to do well what you do well here, but also to partner with alliances with where people and companies do other things well elsewhere, because the whole goal is to create a global ecosystem, and that's the only way it ultimately survives, is for everyone to do the best they can and to focus on being best in the world. In terms of like where to go from here, BioCentury has a couple of things that we tell people around the world where we go, and we have a global network, as I said before. We convene meetings in Asia. We've been in China for more than a decade. We've just had a meeting in Singapore. We do BioEquity. The point is we try to bring all these networks together through these events, so that the kind of nurturing of the ecosystem takes place with our help, and we hope it helps. But one of the things that we try to tell people everywhere, and this is something you might take to heart here in Flanders, is science is necessary, it's essential, but it's not enough. And the Flanders story has good, deep roots. It goes back with people who have started companies, foundational entrepreneurs who continue to help lead this industry here. Great names in companies that have been foundational, from Tibidec to Crucell, and through to today. You're creating new companies like biotech that are creating new leaders for tomorrow. But I think our point is that everyone in all of these systems needs to focus on a few essential requirements, particularly today, because of so much uncertainty about how drugs will be developed, how technologies will be developed, where all these technologies will be developed. And the thing we preach a lot is, again, that really it's very important now for everyone to figure out how to do 2 or 3 things. And one of them is to find ways of getting human data faster. And human data faster can come from technology, it can come from processes, but it means thinking beyond biology to, like, how do you prove that something will have an effect in humans, and how can you do it faster and quicker? And what's one of the things we're learning in China with the new co-model there is a lot of these assets that are coming into Europe from China as well as the US, one of the reasons that they're moving so fast is they've been de-risked to some extent by creating clinical data very quickly. And that's going to be a reality going forward. I think the other thing that as you create a hub here and you want to be a leader here, one of the things that's going on that's very important is that as the US starts to rethink how it does regulation and perhaps goes to more of a risk-averse point of view about regulation, that there needs to be other places step up to create dialogue and momentum behind regulatory innovation. And that's, complicated in Europe because of all the stakeholders, but still there need to be voices to raise the dialogue about different ways of getting innovation to patients faster and safely, still safely, but accounting for all the new things that everyone is trying to accomplish with new targets, new modalities, with unknown, shall we say, where we have to do new discoveries about biomarkers and things of that nature. All of that has to be eventually funneled into a system that I would say we're all looking for all these ecosystems to be hospitable to innovation, and if BioVeda can contribute to that throughout Europe and participate in that dialogue around the world, it will also make a great contribution.